Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday morning. I'm HKovar. You could probably say there was a bit of an upset yesterday at the Travers, but really, with Saratoga's history with champion horses, you had to expect it. I've been told you always have to reverse your bets. 50,000 people shocked to see American Pharoah beat at the track. Not by a horse right behind on the morning line, though. Texas Red was the second favorite, but Frosted was practically neck and neck with Pharoah for the majority of the race when Keen Ice passed them both, giving him that $1 million purse. Many thought if American Pharoah lost, it would be to Frosted or his big rival Texas Red, but Keen Ice took the Travers. We have more on that in just a moment, but first, it is 7:01. Let's get you over to Greg with a look at what you can expect with weather on the ones as we head into this Sunday morning. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Heather.
Naps are another Thanksgiving Day tradition, and so is shopping. So the National Retail Federation predicts that some 136 million Americans will hit the stores over this Thanksgiving weekend as they try to get the best bargains. And new this morning, a crowd of chanting protesters is continuing demonstrations around downtown Chicago, and it happened late into the night. You see, they're protesting the shooting death of a black teenager by a white police officer. As one group wrapped up efforts for the night outside a police station, others marched on. Some yelled, "Whose streets? Our streets." This as they made their way down Michigan Avenue and into a park.
After Turkey shot down one of their fighter jets.
Andrew Spencer reports the timing of the rising tensions comes as France pushes for a broadening coalition against ISIS. And the village of Hoosick Falls is providing free bottled water starting this Sunday in order to ensure people there can have clean, safe drinking water. This comes after the manufacturing plant Saint-Gobain discovered contaminated groundwater near their site. The water contains a potentially harmful chemical called PFOA. And for those turkeys that don't get spared, you know, it takes hours and hours to make that perfect Thanksgiving feast, including all those side dishes, maybe the most important. But, you know, it takes just a few minutes to turn that golden brown turkey into a messy mound of mangled meat, especially if I'm doing it. So how can you become a master turkey carver? I got the chance to speak with an expert to find out. We also have a big tradition going on in Troy this Thanksgiving. It is the city's 68th annual Turkey Trot, and it kicks off this morning. And whether it's the 10K, the 5K, the grade school mile, or the turkey walk, these participants will certainly be earning an extra piece of pie tonight. Maybe the whole pie. Come on. Today's 10K race starts at 8 this morning, with the 5K starting on at 10. Anyone wanting to participate in the grade school mile or the turkey walk should be ready at 9:30. All events start at 4th and Fulton Street in downtown Troy. They end on River Street at Monument Square. Of course, News 10 will be there from start to finish this morning, and we will bring you the winners later today. We have some breaking news to tell you about. National Grid working to get the lights back on to several hundred customers in the Menands, Albany area this morning. Power is out for about 350 people on Broadway, that to Van Rensselaer Avenue, and from First Avenue to Amsterdam. Crews they're still trying to figure out when they're going to get that all turned back on. Also developing overnight, police say several people were arrested during a Black Lives Matter protest last night in New York City. An estimated several hundred people protesting the controversial police shootings in Chicago and Minneapolis. The rally also supporting 5 protesters who were shot and wounded during a rally in Minneapolis on Monday. After the rally, some tried to take over the streets, one group trying to block the Lincoln Tunnel. Those protesters also went to Macy's at Herald Square, where the Thanksgiving Day parade ends, and that is when NYPD arrested several people on potential disorderly conduct charges.